Hello guys, so we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts of graphic design. All right, some of the elements within here we're going to talk about as far as more elements of graphic design. We're going to talk about the components of a successful design solution, which is time and budget. When you get a job, you want to be able to actually make money from it. All right, you're going to want to specifically find out, okay, how much time am I going to have? What is the budget that this client is willing to pay for it? It's the most important portion of the graphic design process, is how much time and money you have to accomplish the desired solution. So there's been several times where I've gotten a client who's called on a Tuesday and said, hey, I need a trifold brochure designed by Friday. So I know I have until Friday to get this thing done. All right. Sometimes I've gotten jobs where it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I need an ad done by noon. All right. That tells me how much time I have. But you also have a certain budget that your client is trying to put out there. So you want to find out what those are too. The content. What is going to be in it? The desired imagery and wording that is going to be involved in the design process. What kind of content is going to be involved within the design? What kind of content is going to be involved within a multi-page document or a trade publication ad? What kind of form is the shape is the design supposed to take? Is it a trifold brochure? Is it a billboard? Is it something else? You want to find that out too. And what is its function? What's the goal? What's the target of a design to be achieved? All right. Every function, every design has some kind of purpose, whether it's to like sell a product or spread a message around. Like we've seen a lot of them within the last year about COVID-19, all right? Being safe and healthy. That was all to kind of like form a function there. Its structure, the hierarchy that the design sees and follows throughout a design. It's composition. This is where you're going to want to find out what part of the design, if you're doing a trade publication ad, what's the first thing that they should see on the design? What's the second? What's the third? If everything is trying to compete for that first spot, then the design fails. You should always have a first focus, and that can relatively be either by color or size of something. The usefulness, the practical consideration to make the design useful to the audience. Is something in the design useful to somebody? Is somebody to look at and say, hey, I need that. Oh, that would be really cool in my living room. Or, oh, I'd really like to have that new camera that has like this 4K at like 60 frames per second. All right? There's some kind of usefulness to it. The aesthetics, a way a design looks, which can attract or repel an audience. All right. So somebody who doesn't like blood and stuff will might not want to see an ad full of blood. All right. But somebody who is into like medical may like to see something that's a little bit more clean, a little bit more professional. So you have to think about who your audience is. Or a skateboard manufacturer may go more towards the grunge type of feeling rather than the clean, because we're talking about street artwork. Distinction, the way a design can be different from all that is around it. What makes it different? What is the message that can make it different from the competitors in the design? All right, the graphic design process. We're dealing with the design brief. When you deal with all the whole process, you're dealing with how to communicate with the client. When you know all the information, you give the designer or the client a design brief, saying initially outlining the client's needs or desires. Basically outlining the goals for the design. It's budget, it's all that kind of stuff. You want to do the research, gathering information to give a determination of where the project can go. What the client's all about, what its audience is all about. You want to develop thumbnails, quick design sketches to record ideas in small drawings. Roughs, which are enlargements of some of the thumbnails to develop a more defined design concept. So it's the second stage after developing all these quick little thumbnails. Develop roughs. Then you critique them. An evaluation of professors, classmates, creative director, managers review the solutions you created. Right? The evolution or evaluation of it. You develop comps or comprehensives to polish your final versions of the roughs, which means these are one step towards being final products. Then you show the client. Presentations, presenting the final comps to the client for review. See what they say. What's their feedback? How are they? What do they like and don't like about it? Take those in. And then if everything's approved, then you go into final production, which is this final stage of the design process. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. All right, so we're going to talk more about graphic design as we continue on with our graphic design class. So hope you guys have a great day.